Russian military has fully withdrawn troops from North Ukraine. UK intelligence. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. The Ministry of Defense said this on Twitter, noting that at least some of these Russian forces will be transferred to East Ukraine to fight in the Donbass. British Ministry Intelligence on Friday disclosed that Russian forces have not fully withdrawn from northern Ukraine to Belarus and Russia. The Ministry of Defense said this on Twitter, noting that at least some of these Russian forces will be transferred to East Ukraine to fight in the Donbass. The forces will require replenishment before being deployed further east, with any mass redeployment from the north likely to take at least a week, the military ordered. According to Reuters, the military said Russian shelling of cities in the east and south continued, and Russia's forces had advanced further south from the city of Izium, which remains under their control. In recent days, the Ukrainian soldiers have been successful in driving the Russian counterpart away from Kiev, the capital and largest city of the East European nation. However, other cities, including the second largest city as Kharkiv, as well as Mariupol, have suffered significant damage as a result of the fighting. Okay, update on Russia and Ukraine. Sincerely, most times I don't believe all this. I don't believe all this Western news. Yes, because they can tell you A is happening and Z is actually happening. Which, of course, we know that the West knows. No, they are the media now. They control the media. So they control what the media gives to the public. They only tell the media to give the people what the people would want to hear or what to portray them in the good light. Very soon now, we'll hear from Baba himself, which is Putin. Well, it is now over, I think, 28th February, 24th March. It is going to how many months since Russia began Russia's launched attack on Ukraine, and sincerely, I don't know why until this very moment, where I believe thousands have died and many infrastructures in Ukraine have been leveled to the ground. I don't know what is keeping them from having peaceful talks. I don't know what is keeping. I don't know who is actually anyway. I know who is actually somewhere brainwashing Ukraine to do whatever they want to do. Giving them false hope. Now, from this whole story, I think we've been able to gather that actually the Russian is protecting its territory from the West. And now, let me now come back to us home here. This Russian matter, I know really concerns us that much. But let us come back to home here. Now, Russia is trying to protect itself. Because will I say it's sibling or will I say it's relative? It's now dining, not with the long spoon. You're dining with a very, teaspoon with your number one, or let's say your number one or your number two enemy. You're very, as in the enemy that, everybody know that this person is an enemy to you. And now, in doing this, I think what Putin is trying to do is to lure US to come closer. Just come close. When you have a bait in your hand and you go fishing, or you put it or strap it to a hook and you are looking for the fish with that bait. That is exactly what Russia is doing. But in doing this now, my own problem in all of this is people are dying. People that are dying are not your enemies. That's the truth. People that are dying are children, pregnant women, men, young men, women. Families are being torn apart. You are giving people trauma for the next, if they want to tell the story now, even in the next 3, 4, 5 decades, people will still be feeling this trauma because war is not serious. Forget the one that you're saying we have war in Nigeria here. Our own war is quite different from what is going on outside. I mean, Russia is fighting against Ukraine. It is not internal, but in Nigeria, we are fighting against ourselves. That is the difference. Now, we should kind of be ashamed of ourselves because other nations are actually, moving forward. And at least if you look at Ukraine and Russia now, Russia and Ukraine, yes, they're actually relative, but you can separate Ukraine from Russia. But in Nigeria, we are fighting against ourselves. The North is fighting against the East is fighting against the North is fighting against the West is fighting. I mean, Everybody is fighting against each other. And you know the enemy that is very, very brutal is the enemy that is friendly. Two-Face go say frenemies. The people you don't know around you that are enemies. Yes. Now, in Nigeria here, we are on war. We are in war. This is because even in Ukraine, I believe in some parts in Ukraine, they still have electricity. Even if the bombing started on the 28th of February or 24th of February, I can't say the date for sure. Till this moment, they have power. Power is not their problem. Water, I don't think water is a problem, except those places where the bomb has disconnected or dislinked them from getting water from their major water and power out source. In Nigeria here, no bomb no hit us. So we did Nigeria here, bomb no hit us. There is no power. Bomb no hit us, there is no water. Bomb no see hit us. Now we they produce oil. Now we they buy oil expensive. For this kind of matter. Now I have to switch because it's not. See, Ukraine and Russia, we are hoping that America will not finally fall for the bait. Because the bait here is Ukraine. Russia is using Ukraine to get to the West. If the bait click, voila go day. So we are hoping it does not get to that extent. We are sincerely hoping. Why we are looking at in Nigeria here, it's just as if the way Ukraine and Russia is increasing, our own is increasing. Ours is increasing. And why did I say so? Look around you. Just in the last 2 weeks, I can tell you for sure that people will don't die. Forget the figures I'm giving you online on news. Forget the figures. People that have died within that time that Ukraine and Russia started fighting till now. I want to even believe that Nigeria is close to it. And we're not fighting the war. All I'm saying, Ukraine and Russia, they're doing all they can to protect their territory. Now, what are our leaders? You see Ukraine, especially Russia. The West will sanction Russia. And Russia there's something that Putin has. The man is smart. He's smart enough to have smart advisors. For every sanction that the West did against him, the man is like having something to hit back at them. Because he has people who are actually thinking. People who, they are collecting their salaries and they are using it is useful. It is useful to the government. They're adding value to the system. Unlike in Nigeria here, we have people who portray themselves as advisors to the president, who portray themselves as senators and whatever, who are supposed to be representing us. But these people, they do not have a clue to solve a problem. This is why I'm saying let me even relate them. This is even why I'm saying let me even put Nigeria in this. Let us leave these people. That is what I'm saying. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Yes, Ukraine is behaving somehow. Is using the life of its citizens to play Squid Game. But Putin is very... What I'm trying to say is our government, their government there, they're fighting war. Their government are doing everything they can to make sure that any effect that the aftermath of a war or even now, the effect of the war will not hit